guys, it's Kawaii Kate here, and today I'm reading Haddix. And Haddix is a great book, a great series, and this one is the first book. Sorry, it's backwards, but hold on, let me show you. Haddix. It's the first book of the missing book 1, and it's found, and there's tons and tons of these. So let's start reading. And I got a new purple desk, so I'll just scoot that back a little. I know this is a much more challenging book, not like a fun picture book. Here we go. First, to the left, looking into the cockpit, its door. Its door also stood open, but the small space was empty. The instrument's dark. "Hello," Angela called, looking to the right now, expecting to see some flight attendant with perfectly applied makeup or maybe some flight attendant and a pilot bent over a prone passenger. Maybe an old man suddenly struck down by a heart attack or a stroke. Or, at the very least, passengers crowding the aisles, clutching laptops and clutch is actually one of my vocab words. So I'm actually in 3rd grade. Well, not really, but whatever. I'm actually still in school. Yes, so yes. Okay, so crowding the aisle, clutching laptops and stuffed animals brought from faraway grandparents' homes, overtired toddlers crying, fragile old women calling out to taller men, "Could you pull my luggage down the overhead for me? It's that red suitcase over there." But the aisle of this airplane was empty and silent as its cockpit. Angela could see all the way to the back of the plane, and not a single person stood in her view. Not a single voice answered her. Only then did Angela drop her gaze to the passenger seats, then stretched back 12 rows, with 2 seats per row on the left side of the aisle and 1 each on the right. She stepped forward, peering at all of them. 36 seats on the plane, and every single one of them was full. Each seat contained a baby. 13 years later. 1. "You don't look much like your sister," Chip said, bouncing the basketball low against the driveway. Jonah waited to answer until hold on. Jonah waited to answer until he'd darted his hand in a stolen basketball away. "Adopted," he said, shooting the ball toward the backboard, but the angel was wrong. and the ball bounced off the hoop. Really? You are her? Or both? Chip asked, snagging the rebound. Me, Jonah said. Just me. Then he sneaked and glanced at Chip to see if this made a difference. It didn't to Jonah. He'd always known he was adopted. And as far as he was concerned, it wasn't much more of a deal than his licking mint chocolate chip ice cream. Chocolate chip ice cream, while Catherine liked orange sherbet, but sometimes other people got weird about it. Chip had one eyebrow raised, like he was still processing the information. This gave Jonah a chance to grab the ball again. Hey, if you're not related by blood or anything, does that mean you could date her? Chip asked. Jonah almost dropped the ball. Yuck, no, he said. That's sick. Why? Chip asked. Because she's my sister. Ugh. If Chip had asked him that question a few years ago, Jonah would have added. And she's got cooties. I think it should be cuties because girls are adorable. But Jonah was in 7th grade now, and 7th graders didn't talk about cuties. Anyhow, Jonah hadn't known Chip a few years ago. Chip had moved into the neighborhood just 3 months ago, in the summertime. It was kind of a new thing for Chip to come over and play basketball. Carefully. Wait, what was it? 3 months ago in the summer. It was kind of a new thing for Chip to come over and play basketball. Carefully, Jonah began bouncing the ball again. If you think me and Catherine don't look alike, you should see my cousin Mia, he said. Why? Chip asked. Is she even cuter than Catherine? Jonah made a face. She's only 4 years old, he said, and she's Chinese. My aunt and uncle had to go to. Now, guys, do you know what this? Hold on, let me find what this word is right here. I bet you don't. When I first read this book, when I started reading this book, I did not know what that is. It's Beijing. To adopt her. He could remember the whole time Aunt Joan, and Uncle Brad were arranging to adopt Mia. filling out the paperwork, sending away for the visas, crossing dates off calendars, and buying new calendars to cross off new dates. His own mom and dad had spent a lot of time hugging him and exclaiming, We were so lucky getting you, such a miracle." Catherine had been jealous. Jonah could just picture standing in the kitchen at age 5 or 6, at age 5 or 6, wispy blonde pigtails sticking out on both sides of her head, a skull of her face, complaining, "Weren't you lucky to get me too? Aren't I a miracle?" Mom had bent down and kissed her. "Of course you're a miracle too," she said, "a big miracle. But we had 9 months to know you were coming with Jonah. We thought it would be years and years and years before we'd get a baby." And then that call came out of the blue. The week before Christmas, Dad added, and they said we couldn't have him right away. We could have him right away, and he was so cute with his big eyes and his dimples and all that brown hair. And then a year later, lovely Catherine came along. Dad reached over and put his arm around her waist, pulling her across until she giggled. And we had a boy and a girl. And we were so happy because we had everything we wanted. That's all the reading I have for you guys today. Leave a thumbs up if you want me to read the rest of this Haddix book, because I think I'm going to do a second part of the Haddix book. But guys, you can check this out at like any library. Like, they're just at any library. They're probably at school, they're probably at your public library. I don't know where you guys live, so I don't know what public library, maybe West Fork Library. Just any library, probably. So, yeah. So I put a bookmark so you will always remember. I might read on without you guys. I'm sorry, I just really like this book. So yeah, you can get this book and follow along with me, because we are going to be reading a lot of this book, but I might return it. Well, I think I'm going to renew this because it's a really good book. And yeah, everyone wants this book, but they're not really allowed to check it out since they really don't read as well as me. I'm not trying to be mean. Well, they just don't need this book yet, because I just go above the reading level that we need to like get whatever. So just get this at your local library. And yeah, this book is really good. I would really recommend getting this book. And there is tons of copies. I don't know if this is all the copies, but it might be. I don't know. This is my first time reading one of these books, and it's very good so far. So, bye.